Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Yes, indeed. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Let me know where you're coming in from, first of all, because I always say good evening because it's obviously 7 p.m. in the UK. But obviously, I think I've said obviously now about 7 times in the first 10 seconds. But anyway, obviously, lots of people that are watching this are from all over the world. So if you are from a different part of the UK, if you have a different part of the world, let me know where you're coming in from and let me know what the time is where you are. That would be fascinating. So yes, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. We've got the new intro, which I realized wasn't up. So that's why you had it played twice. The first one with the old name of the podcast. The second one has now got the correct, everything is correct. We've been doing a lot of internal bits and bobs around that sort of stuff today. So yay, it is a Psychic Sunday. We're going to be doing some tarot readings. I do have my pendulums here. I've got to tell you though, before I even did a reading, we were just hanging out with the members over on the members only live stream, which is a bit more relaxed. It's a bit less pressure. And our lovely Neil, who is Necro Neil, one of the lovely mods and a friend of mine for over 20 years, said, could he have a reading? And I was like, yes, because I've got this deck that I haven't used ever, right, called the Celtic Dragon deck. Now, I've had this, I don't even know how long, right? It's been around. It's not a new deck. It's a fairly old deck. It's been around for a while. I got it on eBay a bunch of years ago and just never really sort of used it. So I thought, you know what? I said, do you want my usual deck or do you want a new one? He said a new one. So I've just done this whole reading. It's the worst reading I've ever done ever. It's literally like, if it'll be like telling a vegan, right? And it'll be like saying, oh, well, I can see yesterday you ate a whole big steak and tomorrow you're having burgers. Next week, you're going to have a minced pie with some steak on the side. And then you're having some ham and some chicken. And it's like, it was completely the antithesis of Neil. And as I'm putting the cards down, I'm like, I don't think this is right, but I don't know. So I'm going to have a look at the book because unless the meanings are sort of flipped on their heads, it just made no sense. So that was really interesting. And I'm not going to be using that for today's stream. Good Lord. All right, Belinda. Hi, BLJ. Hi, my darling. I hope you are well. I saw you over on Belinda Chapman's live stream earlier today. Jack Griffith. Jack, I can't speak. GB. I don't know what that means, but hello. You're coming in from maybe Great Britain? I'm not sure. Patricia, good evening, my darling. Dr. Pfizer, good evening. Holland, good evening. Neil, good evening. Like, there you go. Necro Neil there. Neil, just say in the chat how bad that reading was. God, if I was doing readings like that. In fact, I know somebody who used to do readings that bad. But anyway, I think we talked about it on a podcast. Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the recent podcast. The festivals, fairs, and fakes one. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Luhu, hi. Nowhere exotic, just Derbyshire. Oh no, that does sound nice though. Derbyshire sounds nice. Somerset. No, don't do accents, Lisa. Just stop immediately before you offend the entire world. Right, never mind. Patricia said, are you in Derbyshire, Patricia? I didn't know that, but I don't know geography-lology. It was exactly that. Absolutely everything that came out was the upside down world of Neil. It was a bit like, you know, in comic books where there is Bizarro world where Superman is like dumb and a villain, but he's like really dumb. It was like that. It was absolutely bonkers. I'm glad I didn't use that one tonight. Absolutely. M. Masterson, Ravens at Dawn. Good evening. Oh, I love Ravens at Dawn. I love ravens anytime. You can see by my lovely magic the raven just there. Look. That's why you never read for family or close friends. The readings don't. Well, no, because normally I can do. Normally I read for family and friends quite just as easy. It's good. I've never ever had that happen. Like that is just the deck saying no, not for you. That is my dragons reacting to those dragons going no. But anyway, hi Wolfboy. Hi guys. I've decided to change one of my A-level subjects to politics. So hopefully it goes well. Well, hopefully, my darling. Good luck for that. Luhu, you're in Northeast Derbyshire. So that's up and to the right. Left, right. Yeah, that's right. Up and to the right. Yes. I'm good at this. Right then, everybody, let's have a little discussion, shall we? So it is a Sunday evening. We're going to be doing some tarot reading tonight. I do have the pendulums on standby as well, if anybody would like a pendulum reading. Pendulums tend to be best for yes, no answers. Tarot seems to, especially the way I read, gets into the nuance. If you've never been here before, we don't have a list as such. What we have are rounds, okay? So what we're going to do is I'll say, and I'll pop up a video that says we're opening a round, okay? When we open a round, oh, wow, that looks good. Rufus has just vacuum sealed some chips for the freezer. Yeah, or you want me to show them? I'm on a live now. This isn't the members chat. This is the Tarot Live. Here you are, everybody. Rufus decided to interrupt my opening doodah to tell us that here is some chips, what he has vacuum sealed. They do look really good, though, actually. Yeah. Bung them straight in the air fry. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, dear. He's got a new gadget, so he's playing with a gadget. So, yeah, we have rounds. And what we do is I ask you to pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. And then you get about 30 seconds. I've got a video that tells you all of that as well. And then I'll pick one of them at random. Now, what you need to do is copy and select or copy and like grab your question, because when that round closes, I'll do a reading, 5 to 10 minute reading, and then it's time to put another one on. So we'll open up another round, and that's what we do throughout the night. There isn't a list. You do have to ask, you do have to put your question into the chat every single time that we open up a round. Reason being is we used to do it with a list before. I would spend 20 minutes calling people that are watching another channel, or they've gone off for dinner. They've gone off for dinner, or they're having a drink, or whatever. They've just left. Okay, so that's why we do all of that. Now, I have been known in the past to occasionally use colourful language, so I would recommend either headphones or just, you know, maybe not have very susceptible young children around.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Absolutely, I try not to use bad language, but occasionally one will slip out. Anyway, right then, let's crack on. So how do you get a reading on this channel? Well, before I say anything else, I have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only, okay? You make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace legal advice, financial advice, medical advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional. I am not a I'm just a gifted amateur. Leave a comment down below if you know where that is from. But yes, I'm just a gifted amateur when it comes down to these things. But I have been reading tarot for 28 odd years. So when I say I'm a gifted amateur, I mean like as in I Google my symptoms. Shouldn't do that. And I think I know the law because I once watched an episode of LA Law when I was like 10. So you know, all of those things. So if you are looking for any type of those sort of advice, as it says on the ticker tape, please do go and seek out a professional. Right then, let's go ahead and open a round. The ticker tape has changed. It's time to get the video on. So then, what do you do to get a reading on this channel? This will tell you. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's see. They've got our numbers have just jumped up, so I am going to play that again. If you would like a reading, please do go ahead. You can get a reading in one of two ways. The first way is to go up here, go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can buy me a coffee. Just look for the one that says Q Jump. That is going to be your best option. Let's get the rainbow flag up again. I like that. Secondly, you can try your luck. Pop your comment into the live chat, starting with the word question. Sorry, put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and then we will try and I will pick one at random and I will read for that person. As I always say, copy your question, including the word question. Copy that, hold on to it. When the next round opens, put it in the chat again, just in case you weren't here before. This is your 17 seconds, and then I'm going to drag. Jesus, words, come on. This is 17 seconds, then I am going to grab one of the questions. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Okay, then let's have a little look-see. So we are going up and down in the roll, and we are going to this one. Oh no, that's just a comment. This one. What's that saying? Belinda Jane Harris. Good evening, Belinda. Question: what's going to happen for me in the future? Okay, we're going to put a star on that one so I don't lose it. Come off of that screen and swap over to the card cam. The card cam. There we go. There we go. Everything's perfect. Right then, dragons. Wispy, my darling. First of all, Wispy, we're going to play your music in full. There we go. Right. Apologies, Wispy, for that terrible shock of giving you the Celtic Dragon Tarot to read with. I am so sorry, my friend. We're all good now, right? We're all good now. We want more lovely readings. We've gone back to the Fifth Spirit deck, so you'll be fine, Wispy. Right then, let's have a look. Thanks, Holland. Me using all the different words that I'm forgetting. Right then, let's have a look. So, here we go. So, Belinda Jane Harris would like to know what is going to happen for them in the future? What is going to happen to Belinda Jane Harris in the future? That's what we want to know, Wispy, my friend. I'm going to hit your music again, just because we like a bit of wind chimes. So if you don't know, Wispy is my air elemental. I refer to them as dragons because they originally were part of a servitor, egregore, tulpa, thought form. If you don't know, there's a whole podcast about it. Go and watch that because it's really fascinating. And they all hived off of the first one that I had. And so Wispy is my air dragon. So yes, the way I like to think of it is if you think of Falcor from the Never-Ending Story, but made out of wisps of smoke and ether, the sort of dust that glints in the sunlight on a sunny day, all of that. If you put it all together, bits of steam, a little bit of cloud, if you put it all together like that, right, and mixed it all up, that is what Falcor, that's what Wispy is. So yes, that is what Wispy is. Right then, let's have a look. So we're going to do your cut, Belinda. There you go. That's your drop. Right then, my darling, let's have a look. What's going to happen to you in the near future? I tell you what, we're going to do shall we do the standard? We'll do the standard 3 card. That's what we'll do. The past, present, future. So then Wispy, past. Oh, the moon. Present. The 9 of Swords. Bit of a difficult time at the moment, my darling. And the future, the 7 of Cups. Right. Okay. So first of all, the moon. Let me click on my magic buttons. Magic buttons. Down here. Where's the bloody moon gone? There it is. Right. So the standard depiction of the moon is a bit more like this. A bit happy, joy, right? But this moon is a little bit different. You can still see it's a full moon, right? But we're sat in a forest. We're sat in this glen, in this clearing. We've got certain elemental energies with these lights coming. So this could be the Fae, or this could just be the spiritual essence of the forest. But the moon, we've got this person here who is moon gazing. And so they are literally sat in the full moon's light in a clearing in the forest. Now, for me, the moon is all about inspiration, intuition, all of those sort of deep-rooted spiritually type things. Now, this is quite close to sort of a Wiccan type vibe where it's about, you know, the sun and the moon and balance and all of that. But the moon is very much connected to that intuitive side, okay, that spiritual side. So if there is something here that you have been bringing into practice recently, if there is something here that you have been trying to manifest, or that you are trying to take more of a self-care sort of holistic route in things, then that would make sense. Okay, so especially if you're looking into things like maybe mindfulness, yoga, what's it called, like any breathing techniques, meditations, anything where you're taking a more holistic approach to your health, that really is like screaming at me at the moment, especially because for me, anytime I see this green, especially in a deck that's as dark as this, the green really does just remind me of that really nice healing energy, that Gaiac sort of earth energy. Present, I do feel like you've got some challenges at the moment. Now, whether these are health related or whether these are related more to goals, and because again, sometimes the moon can be looking towards, a bit like the star, towards those goals and longer term plans. It could also be a monthly plan, so there could be something around, you know, a monthly cycle. I know we were just on Belinda's live stream where she was talking about menopause, so I don't think I'm reading that into this, but there's definitely a health issue. So if there is a monthly cycle that's happening, or it seems like you're repeating like numerous tests for something medically, then that could be that as well. So it could be medical, it could be spiritual. Again, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. The 9 of Swords, though, these obstacles, it feels like they're coming at you from all directions at the moment, and you've got an array of them. So it's not just like something calamitous is happening. It's like little things, little niggly things, like a pin and a needle are really annoying, right? Because there's a big difference from having a machete slice you to having a pin go in. You know what I mean? they're both annoying, they're both stinging, but one's going to chop your arm off and one's just going to give you a little puncture. Do you know what I mean? There's a big difference, but it feels like there's a lot going on. Swords is challenges and obstacles, so there's a lot happening in your life right now that I guess it would seem that it's challenging any kind of spirituality you've got, any spiritual connection, and I would say it's challenging that deeper belief, because it feels like this is where you've been, and it feels like you're questioning that spiritual connection somehow. And then we've got the 7 of Cups coming up in the future. Now, Cups is your emotional suit, so it's great for things like that, for emotions and feelings. But the 7 is something to maybe look at, because we've got this element that is we've got the swords, we've got the snake coming out of this bottle, we've got the koi carp, or the fish, the goldfish, I'm just going to call it goldfish, in this bowl. And you can see any second that snake is going to grab that carp and or that fish and eat it, right? You can see the little look of worry on the fish's face. So the 7 is basically saying, the way I read the 7s is that there's still something missing. You're still building to the ideal situation, okay? So emotionally, there's a lot happening at the moment around you. Some is good, some is bad. There's a lot of stresses happening, but emotionally, I think you're coping. But I do think there is something lacking to come. I think there's some scope here that maybe, if you've been following a more holistic spiritual path, maybe you need to bring that back into the future, right? Let me just have a look on the comments, and let me swap that over with the doodah. Where is it? That one. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting, my darling. So it does feel like there's been a lot of hassle recently, and that maybe you need to reconnect somehow. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me have a look. Right, let's have a look. Right. Oh, Belinda's not commented. Hopefully that makes sense, Belinda. Does it make sense, Belinda? Hopefully it does. Right. I'm going to move on. It does feel like emotionally this next month, right? This next month, I would say this is a time for you to maybe let things go. Let it go. No, let the small things go, right? Don't stress the small things. If you look at that 9 of Swords again, right? All of those pointy things and stabby things, all of those, if you're dealing with the machete and the sword and the knife and all the rest of it, the scythe and the pickaxe and all of that, you can let go of the needle and the pin. They're not like, you don't have to fight that fight. Pick your fight, because I think coming up, you're going to, if you try and fight everything on all corners, it's going to be stressful, and you're not going to get everything on all corners. So pick your fights, right? Go with what emotionally you need to do first, if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. No worries. Thank you. Right then, let's have a look. Shall we get on with maybe another reading? Hang on, mods. I'm just checking on the mod thing. Right. Okay. Thank you, mods. Right then, let's do a reading. So then, if you would like a reading, please go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and we'll go ahead and we'll do one. Yes, we'll do one. You know what I mean. I'll open the round now. Put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and we will grab one of those at random. Don't forget, if you would like to guarantee your reading and a longer reading, so a 6 or 7 card, you can go and buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. That's a lot of words to say. Okay, right. Sorry, I meant to grab a. I meant to grab a slurp of my coffee then. I do apologize. Let me just, I'm gonna grab this. Right. I'm going to, well, we're not gonna, I was about to say I'll play it again, but I haven't got any more. So you're just gonna have to bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna mute this while, this is really hot. I'm just gonna mute this for 2 seconds. Bear with. Oh, it's really hot. Wow. Right. Here we go. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the questions at random. Let me just put my coffee behind me because it is very warm, this coffee. I made it like 2 hours ago. These Costa Doodah cups are actually really good at keeping things hot and keeping things cold. They're really good. Totally recommend, not just, you know, because Costa is amazing. Right then, let's have a look-see. So we're going to grab all the comments and we're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, looking at the camera. We're going for this one. Question, Renata of the Craft. Good evening, Renata. I don't know whether I saw you come in. Good evening, Renata. Question, please read for constantly seeking truth light. What? Please read for constantly seeking truth light. Right. Okay. Is that's the person up here? Right. Let me just have a look. Right. Oh, I'm so sorry, my darling. Your son passed March the 12th at the age of 15. That is, I'm so sorry. That is atrocious. It's why are they stopping you getting to the bottom of his murder? Oh, my darling, I don't think I can read that question. So let me, right, how can, Brain, I'll tell you what, hang on. Wispy. We're going to do a couple of things, right? First of all, my darling, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to light you a healing candle, okay? I think this is really, really important. So I'm going to light you a healing candle. Now, you're not going to feel better because you're just not. That's not a thing that can happen. But it does feel like you need some loving energy around you right now. So hang on, let me do this. When we right, bear with. YouTube lights to green. Okay. There you go. Right. So all my backdrop lights have gone to green because that's what we're doing. Right. So we're going to I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to take it off the screen so you can actually see what I'm doing. Right. Okay. So I've got a green candle. Eddie, can I help you? My little Staffordshire Terrier just came in to say hello. So we've got a green candle and no, I'm not going to anoint it, right? I've got various oils. I'm going to leave it as raw as possible because your emotions are very raw right now. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light this candle, my darling, and we're going to light the candle for 2 things, right? One, we are lighting the candle for you, my darling. So we are lighting this for constantly seeking truth light. Okay. Oops. There we go. I've got the fan on. So let me just move the fan over to there. So we're lighting this for you, but we're also lighting this for your son. Okay. So we're going to pop this in the background just here. Now, it isn't going to make you feel better. I know it isn't, right? I know that. And nobody would expect a simple act of a stranger on the internet lighting a candle for you to do anything, right? But we're lighting it in the hopes that it brings you some healing energy. And that I know a lot of people who watch my channel have an interest in spirituality and witchcraft. So I'm going to ask an open question to all of them just to send constantly seeking truth light a little bit of love right now. Every time you look at the candle on the screen, just send a little bit of love right now, okay? Because it's a fucking terrible thing for anybody to go through is losing a child. Losing anybody sucks, but losing a child is so horrendous that there isn't even a name for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have names for if you are married to someone and you lose your partner, you're a widow or a widower. If you are in a situation where you lose your parents, you're classified as an orphan. We don't have a term for parents that lose children, especially when they're that young. So everybody that's watching this, just send a little bit of energy with the candle through to Constantly Seeking Truth Light, and also to a son that's passed. In terms of people stopping you getting to the bottom of his murder, there's a lot to unpack there, my darling, and I'm certainly not qualified to do so. I think that there could be reasons where people will not want you to keep digging in wounds that are so fresh. But also I know that there's going to be a sense of injustice coming in. Now, if it was a homicide, then that is absolutely atrocious, and I could not imagine what you're going through. So of course there will be a need for you to want to get answers, and for you to want to know what happened, and for those that are responsible to pay the price. But I think I don't know whereabouts you are in the world, but my gut instinct is saying that there is only so much that as an individual you're going to be able to uncover. Okay, and law enforcement obviously is the way to go with that. It's very recent. March this year is very recent, and I think you've got a great big gaping hole in your soul right now that I think there's a great big gaping hole in your soul that I don't think anything is going to fill. But I can't, because of ethics, I can't ask about an unaliving, right? I can't ask about that. But what I can do is I can ask about whether, I tell you what, we'll ask the question of whether you should continue to investigate your son's passing. Okay, how about that, my darling? I think that is going to be the best way. If we ask whether you should continue to investigate the passing, because it feels, I don't know whether your family and the people around you that love you are maybe seeing things that obviously we don't know, and it can be very tempting when you undergo a loss so big that you do look for any reason and any answer. But again, you're the only one, my darling, that can do that, if that makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll ask the cards. We'll get Wispy up. Wispy is the air dragon, and we're going to ask Wispy. Wispy, what we would like to know is, should Constantly Seeking Truth Light, should they continue to investigate the cause of their son's passing? Okay. I can understand that, Constantly Seeking Truth Light, but let me just say, on the flip side, grief is, right, let me put it into witchy terms, right? Grief is like the worst curse, the worst hex, the worst bad spell that you can ever imagine, because it messes with your mind and your grasp on reality and your ability to think, act, feel. It affects everything. And the grief of a mother for a lost child, I cannot imagine how much worse that would be. And I've lost both parents. Virtually, I think I've got one cousin left, and a sibling who I don't speak to, out of my entire family. That's it. I've got a nephew who I see, and a niece that I don't, and that's it. That's, like, there is no more of my family. Everybody else has passed, and there is an absolute hole where in my soul where my family used to be. Okay, so I get that. The feeling of being a mother and having lost a child so early, I cannot imagine the pain you're going through, my darling. But what I will say is that the grief that you're feeling is still very raw and still very new. And that grief is going to be something that will be with you for a long time. Okay, the only thing you can do is work towards working through it. And it will feel like people are against you because people want you to be not better, but they want you to live, right? And as somebody who's gone through a lot of grief, sometimes when I was going through it, it absolutely did not feel like I wanted to be around on the next day, right? Trigger warnings for those that need it. These are some dark subjects. If it's too much for you, please do come back on another stream or give us 5 minutes until the reading is done. But this is deep, right? So I understand how people around you want you to kind of move on, and you're never going to move on fully. But it doesn't mean they're against you. All of that means is that they love you and they want you to move past this intense, raw wall of fire of grief. And whilst you're still in that space, you're not ready to move forward yet. You're not ready to move on. And I don't mean move on and forgetting, because you're never going to forget, my darling. And the grief is never going to go away. You're just going to be able to make peace with it. Okay, that's all that's going to happen. You'll make peace with it. The gaping hole in your soul will be like scar tissue around it, but it's always going to be there, right? So let's do a reading and we'll see whether or not this is something that the cards say that you should carry on investigating or not. Okay, and it may well be that the answers that the universe has already given you are the only answers to find, in which case I don't know how helpful continuing to investigate will be. Okay, we'll do it that way, my darling. So hopefully it's not going to bring you any comfort, but hopefully we can at least get a couple of answers from the cards. It won't bring you any comfort, my darling. I'm fully aware of that, but hopefully we can get some answers. Right then, Wispy, my darling, what we are wanting to do for constantly seeking truth light is we are wanting to know, should they continue to investigate the passing of her son? Oops, sorry, that's my bad shuffling. Should she continue to investigate the passing of her son, or, well, no, not or, that's just it. What is the, we'll do a 3-card situation, obstacle, how to overcome. And all we want to know, Wispy, is should constantly seeking truth light, should she continue to investigate, or should she start trying to make peace with the gaping hole, I guess is the way we'll put it. Okay, should she continue investigating, or does she have the answers already? I guess that's what we want. Right, let's have a look. And again, my darling, I feel such heartbreak for you. I really do. Right, okay, let's do your drop. Oh, is it going to go again? Nope. Okay, right then. So then, the situation. Oh my God. Heartbreak. The 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card. Okay, tell me again how my dragons are inaccurate. Tell me again how tarot is an amazing tool. The obstacle, the moon, stuck in a cycle. My darling, my darling, my darling, my darling. 8 of Swords as the how to overcome. Right, okay. So the situation, you've got the heartbreak card. Okay, the heartbreak card is incredibly clear. So this is an anatomical heart. Quite often in decks, you see the cartoon heart with swords piercing it. This one, the swords are needles, okay? But you can see, if you look closely, you can see the stab wounds, right? There's 3 of them. So there's one there, and one there. And they have been stitched already. Or no, they haven't been, but they're about to be stitched, sorry. They're going to be stitched with the threads. Okay, so this is where you are now. You're waiting for the heart to feel like it's being repaired, right? Because at the moment you can see it's visceral, the tears are there, the blood is there, everything is there. It's a desperately hard situation, but the tools of recovery are also there, these 3 swords, because in this instance the swords are not the thing that is damaging. This is the way to heal. Okay, so it's saying that, now listen, right? A lot of tarot readers, I'm not a woo-woo tarot reader, my darling. So as much as I've got compassion and empathy, I'm not going to bullshit you, right? A lot of tarot readers will say, oh, you know, the 3 of swords, it can never be broken, a heart can never be repaired, blah, blah, blah. It's broken. No, bullshit, right? This can be repaired. It's never going to be the same. It's never, ever going to be the same. It's never going to be new. It's never going to be undamaged. It's always going to have that scarring for the rest of your living days on this planet, and whatever comes after, you are going to carry these scars with you forevermore, right? But it doesn't mean that they have to be an ever open wound. It doesn't mean that it's going to cause your heart to stop. I know it feels like it because at the moment it's damaged, but there is a way forward. Okay, there absolutely is. You can stitch and repair the open wounds, and then the heart will start to work again. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the same or anything like that. Okay, it literally means that you will find a way forward. The obstacle or the challenge, we've got the moon. Now the moon here is stuck in a cycle. Okay, it's literally this is the one of the key elements of the moon. I was talking about sort of monthly cycles and things, but this is that cycle of repetition where, because this is still damaged, it's like you'll start to feel a little better, then you feel guilt because you're feeling a little better, and then you're back in this position. And it's like this cycle is ever repeating because there's this lack of, I don't think you want to move on, right? I really don't think you do. I think you want to stay kind of in this position because it feels like you're not forgetting. Do you know what I mean? It feels like this is honoring somehow. You're honoring your son, but all it's doing is lengthening the time it's going to take for the scars to sort of repair, for you to continue. And again, this cycle that's constantly repeating, I think it's something that you do need to find a way forward on. Now, luckily, we've got the 8 of Swords coming up as the how to overcome. Now, it's not saying it's going to overcome the heartbreak, right? Never, ever, ever going to overcome this. You're always going to have these wounds, whether they're scar tissue or not. They're always going to be there, right? So this isn't about disrespecting memory or not being, you know, aware of the passing or anything like that. But this 8 of Swords is talking about, you can see we've got this thread, this binding, this ribbon. In a lot of decks, the 8 of Swords is this ribbon is used as a blindfold, right? It's used as a blindfold. In this one, we are talking about cutting this blindfold, cutting this ribbon of that is holding you back, right? It's literally tying you, it's keeping you in that place. And the thing is, getting that awareness, getting that blindfold lifted is not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy process, okay? Because this is reversed. It's not just a case of, oh, you're going to discover things. No. It feels very much that this 8, like the question was, should you carry on investigating? And my heart is absolutely screaming at me is you know everything you're probably ever going to know, okay? And that it feels like this blindfold you're keeping it down purposely because it's giving you that purpose, it's giving you that meaning, continuing to investigate, continuing to dig and keep trying to find out what happened and who's to blame and all of this stuff. It isn't necessarily going to help you. It's certainly not going to bring him back. And I think you know everything already. You know what I mean? I think you've got those answers, my darling. I really do. And I think that by continuing this cycle that we've got here, I think it's literally going to keep this pain, all of these stabbing implements here with the scissors, it's going to keep this pain going on and on and on. And so this is talking about trying to find a way through that pain and that hardship. And you're never going to find a way to go back to before that happened. You're never going to be able to go back to your thoughts in February or, you know, early March. That's never going to happen. You're always going to have this with you. And what I would say, my darling, is that look, Renata's put it there. Look, she's saying that the scissors are going to fall away once the ribbon is cut. I do kind of get that. I do kind of get that. But the only person who can cut this ribbon, my darling, is you, right? The only person who can lighten this, lift the blindfold, is you. That is the only way to do it. Right, let me swap cameras. Sorry, everyone, bear with. This is an intense, and obviously I know a lot of you will have a lot of compassion for what Constantly Seeking Truth Light is going through. You're healing, you just feel cursed. You're not cursed, right? You are absolutely not cursed. This is just one of those tragedies that happen. And because you're stuck in this cycle, that's why this feeling of being cursed is coming up, because you are absolutely reliving and repeating over and over and over again. And eventually there's a reason why, you know, that is a torture method. There is a reason why that is done. Things are done repeatedly over and over and over and over to break somebody's spirit. And all that's happening at the moment is that it sounds ridiculous and it sounds awful, but you are kind of torturing yourself by being in this cycle. Okay, there's nothing here at all about your friends and family being against you. It absolutely not. There is nothing here about malevolence coming in from outside. There is nothing here about, you know, stuff that is coming from within or without. This is all down to that most nastiest feeling of all that anyone can ever encounter, which is that grief. And what I would say, my darling, is don't try rushing to get past this. Don't try rushing, but try and find a way to make peace with the fact that, and again, you're never going to forgive, you're never going to forget, but try and find a way to move forward with this damaged heart, if you like. Try and find a way to move forward. Think about, you know, what would your son have wanted you to do. Now, there is a certain time where you would be able to say, well, my son would want me to find out what happened, which I get. But there is this other thing of, if your son, you know, wouldn't want you to be constantly repeating over and over and over again. I don't think anybody would. And again, I would say that maybe seeking professional and counselling help, especially with a specialist in grief counselling, I think that might be something that you would hugely benefit from. I know I've gone through counselling several times in my life. When my father passed, when my mum passed, I've gone through counselling to deal with the cancer issues that I had last year. Lots and lots of different reasons. Okay, my darling. So there is no shame in reaching out for professional assistance. But my darling, all I can say is the very, very, very best of luck, the best wishes. My heart goes out to you, my darling. It really does. And I know that each one of the people watching this, the mods, and I know that everybody else who watches this will be feeling those emotions. And so I hope that you find a way forward, and that you do find some peace, my darling. So yeah, thank you very, very much. You do get some counseling. Yeah. And again, it's something that you've just got to persevere with, because there's a lot of emotions there. And the thing is, when we start counseling, quite often we we feel those emotions again very raw, and it takes a long time to work through. So don't rush yourself, my darling. Whatever you need to get through in the day to day, whatever you need to do to get through, you get through. If you need to take naps in the afternoon, you do it. If you need to, you know, whatever you need to do, try and do healthy things, make healthy decisions, but whatever you need to do to get through. And yeah, as Patricia's just said there, concentrate on the little one. He needs you now. He does. Right, my darling, thank you so much for your question. Again, I can't imagine what you're going through, but I hope that in whatever little way, I hope that coming on this channel today and asking the question this evening has helped. And so yeah, with that, my darling, I'm going to give you nothing but all the love, and I'm going to move on. So yeah, thank you very much. Right, I agree, mods, 159.7%. The mods have just said that it's a very difficult situation. Oh, thank you, constantly seeking truth light. Yeah, you're in our hearts, my darling. You're in our hearts. We're all over the world on this channel, so you are in my heart. I am going to briefly move on, and I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it this way. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me. Just realised that is out of date. Pressed it again. I just realised that is out of date. Right, I need to change that. Right then, let's have a little look. In fact, our current mods, where is it? Our current mods. Oh, I'll play it at the end. I do have a little video and I've lost it. Where is the video? Oh, it's this one. So we do have some current channel members, and where is it? Hang on. Why isn't it? It should be just there we go. So this is a thank you to our current channel members. Did I say channel moderators? Channel members. That's what I'm trying to say. Indeed, thank you to Lindy Pryor. Your reading will be up, should be sent to you tomorrow, my darling. Sorry, I've been a bit delayed. I've been a bit poorly, but yes. Right then, if you would like a tarot reading, please go ahead and put your question into the live chat, and hopefully, no, what? My brain is not functioning. Right. A beeping appliance has been detected in the kitchen. She keeps telling me this. Right, that's the Alexa thing. Right, I'm going to turn this off. While I do that, we're going to open a round. So if you would like a tarot reading, please go ahead and put your question, starting with the word question, into the live chat. If you want to guarantee a reading, you can pop yourselves over to here to buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. And if you hit the queue jump button, there's a queue jump thing on the very first page that will get you a queue jump. Just please do let the mods know that that's what you're doing. In case I waffle through that a bit quick, let's have it again on a screen. Okay, right, and I'm going to click on the live comments thing. Right, and I'm going to look at you, and I'm going up and down in the scroll, and so this has got a weird button on here. This secondary button is not the scrolly button, but if you click it, it sets things up. Hang on, let me just stop all of that. Right then, up and downy, scrolly, and we're going with this one. Who's this? Amanda McNeil. Good evening, Amanda. I think you must be a new subscriber. I don't recognize your name in the chat there, but thank you. Question: will I win today on 777 today? What's 777? I don't know what 777 is, so I've got no idea. But we'll ask the cards. Let us know what 777 is. Is that a lottery thing? Is that a scratch card? I think we've got scratch cards in the UK called 777. So I don't know if that's what you mean. Right. No, Lisa, the button for the camera is at the bottom of the screen. There we go. Did that not change cameras? Should be. Come on. We don't want any gremlins tonight. Thank you very much. And if I hit that in the star it, then it goes blue so I can see it from over here. Fabulous. Right then, dragons, a little change of pace, almost a change of question. This time we've got Amanda McNeil, who I think is new, so welcome, Amanda. And Amanda would like to know, will they win on 777 today? It feels like a yes no question, but we'll go, shall we do option A, option B, and tie break? So that's what we do. Option A will be option A, so that will be maybe, I don't know, because I don't know what 777 is. I don't know what it is. But let's have a look. Right, so we'll do option A, option B, and tiebreaker. It's a bit difficult without knowing what 777 is. It feels almost like AAA. Is that the car thing in America? Like the AA is in the UK? I don't know. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. So I don't know what 777 is, but option 1, option A will be, I guess this is a win. Option B will be a loss, and the tie break, I don't know how to make that work as a 3 card. Right, we'll just do it as a single card. Hang on, Wispy, I'm changing the reading as we're going. Right, so we'll do a single card, and then if we need to clarify, we can clarify. Right, Wispy, that's what we'll do. Because there's no way to do a 3-card reading and make it a doodah. There's no way to do that. Right, so a 3-card reading would give us lots and lots of bits and bobs, but we're going to do one single card, Wispy. Right, there we go. Now that we've swapped the thing, one single card for a yes or no. That's what we want. Here we go. Single card, yay or nay. Let's have a look. Where are we dropping it? Where are we dropping it? Oh, kind of in the center. Right then, let's have a look. Is Amanda McNeil going to win on 777 today? Oh, gosh. The Knight of Pentacles. Ooh. Look, you could see me go, oh, it's Pentacles. Oh, it's the Knight. Right. This, the fact that it's upright could mean maybe, right? So this could be a maybe. But Knights, for me, are the ones who get suckered in, right? So Knights are the ones who get suckered in. Knights are the ones in the deck. So this is the teenager of the deck, right? The page for me is like the child. The Knight is the teenager. And a bit like if you've got a teenager, or if anyone's, been, I think we've all been teenagers, we all know that rebellious streak, don't we? And so it almost feels like the Knight of Pentacles is saying, you're going to get suckered in with this 777. So if it's a lottery thing, it's like you'll get some numbers and you'll think, oh, I won't just put 1 line on, I'll put 25 lines on at $3 or £3 each line or something. I don't know how much the lottery is these days. And then it's like you're paying out $75 or $50 or pounds or whatever it is, whichever part of the world you're in. And it's that thing of, just because, like, how can I explain? So with gambling, right? So I used to have a gambling issue. I don't anymore because I occasionally buy a scratch card, maybe once a fortnight, but that's about it. I don't do them all anymore. But at my worst, I would start chasing losses, which is a really bad thing to do. And it's because I had this teenage mentality of eventually it will come up. And I thought, right, this is how my brain used to think, because although I understand maths, I'm not great, right, at gambling. So I used to think, like, if I buy 1 lottery ticket, it's 1 in 12 million or whatever it is, right? 1 in 12 million chance. Therefore, if I buy £10 of lottery, it means I've got 1 in 1.2 million, because obviously you cut that down by 10%, don't you, by tens? Or I've got, you know, if I buy £20 of lottery tickets at £1 each, I've got 20. It means it's 1 in 6 million, but then it becomes 1 in 0.3 million. Not that it was 20 in 6 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand the way that worked. And so it's very easy with anything gambly, even horse racing, dog racing. Again, 777. It could be a casino thing. It could be a what's it called? A one-armed bandit, couldn't it? 777s, when you get the although I don't know if they still do. The last time me and Rufus went out for a meal, right? We were in a pub. We weren't in a pub, we were in a Harvester, but they had the pub side, and we'd finished our meal and there was these fruit machines, and I was like, oh, come on then, I've got a bit of change in my purse, I'll just put this in. I put £1 in the fruit machine and I looked at it and I was like, it's got 28 buttons. There's like, the entire fruit machine had about 7 real things that would go. I didn't know anything about. I was like, what happened to the match 3 bars and you win thing? So it's all very complicated these days. But anyway, for me, the Knight of Pentacles is literally saying you might win small, but then you'll want to gamble for more, or you might lose small and then start chasing your money. So the simple, too long didn't read answer would be, I think you will end up losing far more than you could win, if that makes sense, right? Yes, there could be a jackpot of $20 million. You're not going to get that, right? That's just not going to happen. But chasing that is this Knight energy. Chasing it is this sod it, I'm going to do it anyway, which is the gambler in me. I can completely, like, I once was at a thing, and it was, and again, this is the worst thing for a gambler to have happen, right? I once was 3 days away from my rent day. It was when I was touring the country as a singer, and I'd basically done a gig and stopped off at this 24-hour cafe that didn't even have a lock on the door in Wakefield. Stopped off, went for this cafe, had breakfast, put £1 in the fruit machine and dropped £120. And I needed £110, I think it was. I was short of my rent money. £1 I put in that machine. I took the 120, I cashed out. I was like, can you change this up into notes? Went off, paid my rent. However, every single time in the future that I ever went past there, because again, we had to cut it was on the way home, if you like. And when you finish a gig at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. and you're driving home, you get hungry. So we used to like pop in every now and then, either for a coffee or for breakfast. I put 5-6 times that £120 back into that machine over the years, because I was like, haha, I won big. This machine likes me. No, it's just a fucking machine. So yeah, my advice would be, whatever 777 is, whether it's scratch card lottery or machines or casino, whichever one of the gambling thing is, you're going to chase more money than you lose. So I would say no. I would say avoid. And yeah. Anyway, I hope that helps. That was a really long-winded answer for a single card, wasn't it? I do apologize. Why have we got Eddie in here? Eddie, come here, mate. Come here. Come and say hello. Eddie. Do you not want to come and say hello? No? I thought you were going to get a little shot of my little boy then, but no little boy. Right. Let's have a look in the comments section. Patricia, I fully agree, says Renata. Only the machines and their owners win at the end of the day. I won once and I put more money back in, I can guarantee you. Only the machines wins. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it is a machine game. Oh, stay away, Amanda. Stay away. Good evening, Seti. Oh, is Matt here? So Matthew. Hello, Reese. How are you doing, my darling? Hello. Oh, and then you've changed it to, could you have a love reading? Oh, well, I hope that helps, my darling. We did your first question that came up on the doodah. That one. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Right then, let's go ahead and get some more questions in. stay away from the machine. The only people, so I used to work in a pub as well, right? And I used to run pubs. I know I've lived about 20 lives, right? But when I ran pubs, we had a thing, right? We had a thing. I don't know what that means, Patricia. Right, but we had, I forgot what I was saying then. I completely forgot what I was saying. Right, let's just go ahead and get another round going. We've had enough waffle. Let's get a round going. So how do you get a question on this channel? There are two ways. The first way is to go across to buymeacoffee.com/BeyondAuthentic, where you can, in fact, buy me a coffee. That is the way to guarantee your reading. You'll get yourself a 6 or 7 card reading. Yeah, it costs £4 in the UK, £3 for members, whatever the equivalent money is, wherever you are. And 10% of that goes to each of 2 bladder cancer charities here in the UK. However, if you want to try your luck at a free reading, all you need to do is put the word question into the live chat, followed by your question. So start with the word question, then put your question all in one comment, and then I will go ahead and pick one out at random and do that reading. Each reading normally lasts about 7 to 10 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, something like that. Yeah, we'll get through as many as we can. We've got just under an hour left, so we'll get through as many of both of those as possible. If you do take the queue jump option over at Buy Me a Coffee, please let the mods know that that's been done. I do have it up on my screen, but I've got to keep checking multiple screens, so that is why. There's no list as such. We do it every single round, then we open up a new round for the subscribers that are here then. If you didn't catch all that, here's a handy dandy little reminder with a lovely bit of music in the background. Okay, hopefully that's given everybody enough time and has given everybody enough of an idea what we do on this channel. So then we're going to click up and down, 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 up and down on the thing, not looking, and no, that doesn't work, Lisa. That's your private chat button. That is now, how do I get on the normal screen? Right, there we go. Sometimes I press the wrong thing and it clicks on something else. Right then, up and down, scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Hang on, right. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. I'm looking directly at you. I can't because I've just pressed it twice and it's putting me here. Look, where I can do. Oh no, why isn't that done? It's putting me there in the comments box twice now. Right, we're going with this one. Who's this? Who's this? SK. What? Hand orange covering eyes. Okay. What are Pranvi Trizol Aries feelings and intentions towards you? Your Shrey, a Sagittarius, likey too. I don't know what the likey too means, and forgive me if I'm saying the names wrong. So we've got Pranvi, and Shrey. Okay, let me just put that on blue so that I can see it. There we go. I can see it clearer now. What are Pranvi Trizol is Aries, and what are their feelings towards you? Right, okie dokie, my darling. Let's have a look. You didn't put genders in, so I'm just going to say they to everybody because that makes life a lot simpler. So then let's swap over to the other card cam. Here we go. So then, dragons, Wispy, Shrey, otherwise known as SK on the YouTubes, would like a reading and would like to know what are Pranvi Trizal's feelings towards her, or towards them. Pranvi Trizal, who is an Aries, what are their feelings and intentions towards Shrey, who is a Sagittarius? That's what we want to know, dragons. So, Wispy, if you let us know, that would be... Oh, we've had a card jump. Did you see that? It jumped. It tried to go in. It is the Emperor. Oh, so somebody is in a position of authority. So I'll show you the Emperor the right way up. We've got, what's it called, blueprints and measurements and masoned tools. You can see here we've got the horns. Quite often the emperor is depicted as almost like the horned one. Oh my god. Well, not my god. But yeah, that. You've got the tools and that here. So the emperor is very much talking about being in a position of authority. But this is reversed, which means maybe Pranvi is in a position of authority. I don't know. Maybe Pranvi is a boss, or maybe there's some difficulty there. We'll have a look at that in a second, SK. Right, so we've got, oh, did I do your drop? I didn't do your drop, did I? Right, let's do your drop. Here we go. There we go. So whenever a card jumps out, that's when we stop shuffling and do the drop. So we've got, we'll do the where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity. There we go. Oh, you've got the Emperor and the Empress. Oh, my darling. Quite possibly a little bit of Roma and a Cups. Right. Okay. Where you are. Ace of Pentacles. Now, again, this is work related. So is there something? Let me go on to the comments section. SK. Oh, you're male. Okay. Dragons, SK is male. Oh, that means that this could represent you then as the Emperor. SK. Is there a work connection? Is there a work connection? Because it feels almost like, oh, Renata, thanks, Renata. It's because I'm trying to randomize the questions. So because of it, it's really difficult to not click on everything else around me. Yeah, there is a work connection. You're in the same college together. Right. That makes sense then, because we've got the Emperor, right? So there is a position of authority or knowledge. It is reversed, so it feels almost like that position is something that it could be a male in a position of authority, or it could be that the two of you are basically at the same place, especially with this Emperor coming up. Sorry, the Empress coming up. But what it feels like with the Emperor, so the Emperor is all about like political control. Okay, so you've got the Hierophant, or the high Pope, the priest, and you've got the High Priestess, who are like the spiritual control, and then the Emperor and the Empress are like the political control. They deal with the day-to-day stuff, right? So this isn't like this connection isn't like a deep spiritual one at this point, but what basically I think that means is it isn't based on a religious connection. It's based on an interest that is greater than that. Now, the Emperor reversed means there could be a certain amount of not manipulation, but it could be that you are interested in Pranvi, and maybe you're either not making it clear or making it too clear, but that will come up a bit later. Right, let's have a look. Ace of Pentacles. So a fresh start, a recent start. This is where you are now. So this will be, I don't think you've been, when you say you're at college, I don't think you've been studying for years and years and years together. I think this is fairly new. We've got this element here of definitely layers, because we've got this onion thing. So there's definitely layers going on here. There's definitely a whole bunch of connections. And it kind of feels like with this Ace of Pentacles, it kind of feels like it's all about college, or it's all about work, right? So it doesn't feel like you've got this strong connection in terms of spirituality or sexuality or romance. It feels a bit more like maybe you were put together in the same study group. It's kind of that sort of vibe that I'm getting from it. Now, in the what you need to know, we've got the Page of Cups. Now, interesting, the page is that youthful child energy, okay? But the youthful child energy here is coming in the what you need to know. So I think, like, if you are the Emperor here, then I think you need to play very, very, very carefully in this instance, right? Because it feels like, how can I put this politely? Do you know what? I'm just going to say it, right? It feels like you have more experience in the field, if you know what I mean. The boom chickawawas in the romantic-y type space, it feels like you've got more experience there than Cranby does, right? Even though, okay, dragons, take it off. Thank you, Wispy. Even though I don't think you have. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, SK. But right, what it feels like is, it feels like, Shrey, that you Wispy's giving me all this weird stuff. Right. It feels like maybe you like to make out that you've got a bit more experience in with the lady folk than maybe you do, and that actually you are equally as inexperienced in romance, right? Reason I'm saying that is because it feels like this card is absolutely connected here, right? It feels like this is absolutely connected. I don't know why, but it feels like absolutely. This page of cups in your what you need to know, I think you're quite innocent in terms of the heart. It may be you've got a bit of experience in terms of other bodily parts, but when it comes to the heart and the emotional self, I think that you are maybe not that experienced, put it that way, right? And I think that when it comes to the opportunity, there is an opportunity here for the Empress. But the Empress is not, how can I put it, right? The Empress is, you all know this, right? She is my favorite tarot card of the entire deck, always has been. I was just looking around behind me. I don't actually have her, what's it called? Her tapestry hanging behind me anymore. But, because I changed the room around. But the Empress is not a fool, right? The Empress is not a fool. So, playing this braggadocious, look at me, I've got the cars, I've got the, you know, the influencers, right? That, I don't know what his name is, that alpha bloke, that Tate bloke, dickhead Tate, or whoever he is, right? There is this certain feeling of alpha male, rah, I've got this and it is great. I don't know why I'm doing it in a farmer's accent, but there you go. I've got this and it's great. I love my fast car and like I've got a big dick and I've got all this money and I can get any woman I want. Look at me, aren't I wonderful? Yeah, right. There's that vibe. The Empress sees through that because the Empress is the one that is, she's about abundance. Oh, I didn't press me doodahs. Hang on, we've got doodahs. Hold on, everybody. Emperor doodah. So you can see he's on his throne, right, with the scepter. Knowledgeable. When he's reversed, not so much. And the Empress, here, look, warm, nurturing, motherly, wonderful. But she knows things. The Empress is not easily fooled. She's got her own abundance. She's in charge of the wheat, the crops, the harvesting. She's got all of her own stuff about her, right? She's even got these, I don't know what these plants are, but there's lots of different plants. She's the commander of all of this, right? She's the nurturing element. She's got this energy around her. She's not fooled by the Emperor's bullshit, right? Oh, I've got big plans. Well, where are they then? What's happening? Don't give me your plans in 10 years' time. Let me know what's happening now. So I think the opportunity, right? There is nothing here that Pravni has feelings for you, right? I think you've got feelings for her. Right, there you go. You can all hear me again. I've just put my phone down on the doodah, and I don't know whether that is. This is so temperamental, this microphone cable. I'm going to need to get a new cable, and if not, send the microphone back. But hopefully you can hear me now. Right. Okay. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Thank you everyone for saying that you can't hear. But yeah, so what? Bugatti. You've got a Bugatti. What? Right, hang on a second. You weren't opening yet. First, you wanted to know her, right? It's a new college. She looks and feels like you. Okay. Your younger self, whenever I see her, I just smile at her flaws, but you don't express your feelings because it's so stupid to tell her. But you enjoy each other's company. If you smile at her flaws, what the fuck does that mean? That sounds very, very Andrew Tate about you. It really does sound very Andrew Tate, my darling. And like that women are not impressed by that. Right, I tell you what. Female type people on this live stream, if you identify as a woman on this live stream, tell me, are you impressed by the Andrew Tate toxic alpha male bullshit? Sorry, let me take that back, because that is poisoning the well. So are you impressed by the alpha male type character? If so, please put a if so, put a thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you find it cringe, then please put a if you find it cringe, put a, what can we have as the emoji for cringe? I can't think. We'll just do a thumbs down, right? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if that alpha male type, look at my car and look at, I've got all money, drip, drip, drip. If that floats your boat and tickles your pickle, put a thumbs up in the chat. If it doesn't, put a thumbs down. We'll do it that way round. What was the last part? The last part was the Empress doesn't fall for that. The Empress doesn't give a shit about cars. She's about the person. And you can hide that toxic element. You can hide that as much as you can. But in all honesty, it's BS. She made a couple of times mistakes. She fumbled, but you smiled and thought it was similar to you. How you used to make mistakes when you were young. How old are you then, SK? Because it sounds like, sorry, but it sounds very condescending to say that. And I don't mean to be nasty, but it really does sound a little bit BS-y. Does that make sense? It really does sound a bit condescending. You're only 20. Listen, love, I'm 47. Come back when you've got a few years under your belt, a few miles and a few notches on your bedboard, right? Your bedboard, your bed, all of that. Do you know what I mean? Right? As Seti just says there, how old is she then? Because it sounds like the way you're talking, she must be really, really young if you're 20. But yes, anyway, right. Everybody, bear with me. I need to take a comfort break. I've had too much coffee. So I need to take a quick comfort break. I'm going to play this. It's a 2-minute 2-minute thing. I will be back within the 2 minutes, okay? I just need to go for a very quick loo because I've drunk too much coffee. And we did an hour's live stream before this live stream. So do excuse me. I will be back. Get your readings in over the next 2 minutes and we'll do another one as soon as I get back. But I will be back. I'm going to leave you with this for 2 minutes. And I'm back. Oh, that was a rush job. But yes, I am back. Thank you very much. Right, everybody. Let me have a look. Oh, she is 19. No, that's absolutely fine, my darling. That is absolutely fine. I don't think you offended anyone. It just it can come across slightly condescending. That's all, my darling. But again, that is why you are here. That is why everybody's here. We all get lessons in life from various places. Oh, excuse me. The fact that you got a lesson from the cards and then all of us old farts going, woo! But yeah, generally people, genuinely, people tend not to like that. So yeah. Right, okay. That sounds a little bit better, my darling. And I know there's probably a language issue there as well. But in all honesty, talk to her about it. Don't be scared of opening up. Talk to her, literally. Talk to her and just say, do you know, I used to be really scared and nervous and blah, blah, blah. Open up to her. But cut out all the bullshit, right? Cut out all the bullshit. That would be my advice, my darling, right? It seems that in my head, I was 20 about 3 weeks ago. It's actually 27 bloody years, right? I don't know where time goes. But when I was 20, I thought I knew everything as well. And I knew fuck all. And I still know fuck all. But at least I now know that I know fuck all. So I know something, if that makes sense. Anyway, my darling, we're going to move on. Let's go and let's open a round. If you would like a question, go ahead and put your question into the live chat. Start your question with the word question, and we'll get to it very, very, very soon. So that's all you need to do. Start your question with the word question, and we will get to that after this. Go ahead and put them in the live chat right now.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
Yes, indeed. In fact, what I would say, my darlings, is over at Etsy.com, if you look for Blue Chalice, there's lots more available over there than I've even hinted at. I'm putting my hair up now. It's that time in the evening when my hair is annoying. So yeah, go and check that out. Neither of those channels, Etsy shops, it's not sponsored or anything. They're just two friends of mine that are mods now on here, and because they help me out with mods, I help them out by doing those. Right then, I hope you've got your questions in. We're going to click on this one. No, oh yeah, this one. Oh gosh, I just put my glasses down. Did you see me put my glasses down? Stephanie Grasso, what are Garrett's intentions towards you? Let's have a little look, my darling. We will have a look. So then don't forget, everybody, if you would like to queue jump, you can do so by going across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. That's also where you can join our membership. So members do get a members only live stream. There's also a video which I was going to put up tomorrow, but I think it's going to go up on Wednesday now, with a very special deck of cards. If you're in the UK, you can buy a deck of tarot cards brand new for £3. £3, 3 Great British pounds. I do a full flick through, I do a reading of it, I discuss the deck, all of that. That'll be coming up on Wednesday. Should you buy a deck for £3? Find out on Wednesday. If you're in the rest of the world, I don't know whether this particular company, I don't think you can order internationally, but it won't be long before you'll be able to find these decks on the eBay, I'm sure. Right then, so Wispy. Stephanie Grasso would like to know, what are Garrett's intentions towards them? What are Garrett's intentions towards Stephanie Grasso? Let's have a look, my darling. Here we go. There we go. One more round, Wispy. One more. 3, 2. Oh, there's the card flipped. And the card that's flipped is the 6 of Cups. Ooh. Cups is emotions. Let me just do your, I tell you what, right? Let me do your drop, because whenever we have a card flip, which Wispy likes to do, Wispy is our air dragon. Again, I think Neil's popped it in the chat a few times. Oh, they're not sure, look. They want these to be your cards. These 3, there's 3 that just fell. They want them to be your cards, right? So Wispy is an air dragon, one of my dragons that I work very closely with. If you want to know more, Neil did put a link in the live chat earlier. I'm sure that if you ask nicely, you can put another link in. That'll be great. There we go. So we've got a very interesting mix of cards. What are Gareth's intentions towards you? Overall, the 6 of Cups is your modifier, okay? So Cups is the emotional suit. 6, for me, looks at community, wider people around you, family units, all of that. But it is reversed. So there is a certain element here of, I think this romance element or this deep feeling element is there, but I think it's not as simple as Gareth really likes you. I think there's other things happening. It feels like there is a family unit around which may well be needing his time and attention right now. So I don't know whether he has kids and a wife or a partner, husband, whatever. I don't know whether he's got that connection already with someone, or whether he's just got like it could be a religious connection or a family connection that needs to be dealt with first. So it could be ex-wife and kids, or ex-partner and some, I don't know, it could be something like that, right? It does generally feel like there is something else in the wider scope. Why did I just knock that? There we go. You can sit there. Thank you. In the wider scope of things, right? So it feels like, yeah, it feels like he's already got a family. I hope this isn't one of those situations that you find in the magazines. You know, when you sat in the dentist and you pick up one of those chat or whatever they're called, Bella Best and all of those ones, and you get those ones, but then you get the whole shock, and it's the tabloid magazines. It's like Shock Weekly, and you pick it up and it's always like, I fell in love with someone who had a secret family, and you know, he had 3 other wives and didn't tell me. It's something like that, right? There is something there, and I'm not saying that is the situation, but it feels very much like there is a connection there. There is a family. I think this is, I'm getting family more than community. Normally for the 6, I mean wider community. So if it's family, then I think he's got, I'm just going to say it. I think he's got a wife and kids, love. I think he's got a husband and kids. There are kids here somewhere. And I don't know whether you're aware of that. I don't know how old anybody is or anything. But yeah, there's definitely kids or something going on. With the where are you now, what is happening, where are you, we've got the Knight of Swords. So swords for me is the trouble and strife suit, the sort of the obstacles and challenges. So there is definitely, I think there's a lot going on, because this is coming up in the where are you now, what is happening, the current situation. Okay, so I think there's a lot to deal with, and I think these two are linked. So I think, I hope if he's got a family, right, I hope he's telling you that. I hope you're not his bit on the side, because this really does feel like he's got a family. Like it could be an ex-family, but it feels like this is what's causing this, right? So knights are the ones who rush in where angels fear to tread, as I always say. Knights are the teenage energy of the deck. So it wouldn't surprise me, my darling, if he wasn't initially forthcoming about this, about family, about having a wife and family, right? It wouldn't. And again, if he doesn't, hang on. I tell you what, I'm gonna break my own rules. I'm gonna come onto the live chat. Hang on a second. Right, I'm on the live chat. Can you put, Stephanie? Can you put in the chat if you're aware of? Oh, hang on, you have done. What's this? They do not live together. They are divorced, and at this point he and I only work together. So right, okay, so this was right then. This was right. Family, ex. Yeah, okay, right, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Thank you. I'm clicking back on the other screen. No, not that one, because I can't see bugger all. Where's the blue message gone? There we go. Right, so yeah, that makes sense then. So this Knight of Swords then is I think there's emotional stuff still happening with this. So again, I don't know how recently this divorce was, but it feels like this is going to be your biggest challenge, right? This relationship that was, and I don't necessarily mean it's going to come between you and him, but it does feel like that's going to be the biggest sticking hurdle, because this is reversed as well. It's like it's not coming from you, so it's not like you're saying, oh my god, you've got an ex-wife and kids. Oh no, definitely not, bugger off. It's not coming from you, it's coming from him. And it's almost like, how is he going to juggle a new relationship when he's got all of this stuff going on already? And also, you know, what's the emotional disconnect with the ex-wife and all of that? How is that all going to be dealt with? Because in the what you need to know, we've got the king, but it's the King of Wands. So this isn't the, I don't think, when you say you work together and you're wanting to know what his, hang on, let me just click back on the original question. Where have I put it? It should be blue. Where is it? Why isn't it blue? Hang on. It should be blue. It should be blue. Hang on, it's on the other screen. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's on the starred screen. You're asking what his intentions are towards you. So if he's making hints, dropping hints about something, he's not a Lothario, right? He's not a chaser. He's not someone who's out with multiple partners each and every weekend, right? Because the King of Wands is talking about security. I think, just judging by these cards, I think the wife somehow did the dirty and he's been knocked, because the King of Wands is reversed. So Wands is his sense of security, confidence, all of that. I think he has been knocked. I think his security, his sense of self-esteem has been really hit hard with this ending, right? Reason being that if it was this way up, if it was upright, it will be talking about he's still confident. Maybe it was him that cheated. Maybe it was, you know, I think whatever's happened, he's absolutely I do think it's knocked him hard. That's all I can say. And I think it's something that he's not looking for a fling. Like, he's not wanting a quick bit of wham bam, thank you ma'am. It's not that, right? It's not that. He's looking for something else. And when we've got the opportunity, we've got Temperance. Now, Temperance is let me click on my stickers. Temperance is a great card in terms of, oh, hang on a second. Why is that there? Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Stop. There. That's better. Temperance is this. So Temperance normally has the angel pouring the liquid of life, the water of life, between two vessels. Here we've got it flamed and water, or fire and ice type energy. But the Temperance card is the one that helps negotiate and deal with oh my god, my brain, deal with when you have to compromise. That's the word I was looking for, right? So there's definitely something here around the opportunity is to be the one that helps mend this difficult situation. So if you are interested in Gareth, right, and Gareth is interested in you, I think he's interested in something more than just a friendship. But I don't think he's even thinking romantically at this point, because I think I think this took it all out of him, right? I think this ending took it out of him, and I think he's now kind of in a place where he's trying to piece himself back together. And probably on the surface, he's looking like, yeah, okay, it was a divorce, it didn't work out, but you know, we're in a better place, and I see them 3 days a week and all of that, blah 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 blah. Whereas actually, I think under the surface, he needs some help, right? So if you are interested, I think it's something that you would have to be almost like an advisor, or in that role of almost unpaid counselor, you know, between, or unpaid negotiator between him and his missus. Now, again, stay clear of this in the short term. Absolutely stay clear of this in the short term, because it really does feel like you could end up being beaten over the head by the missus, but also you could end up being, you know, you help him rebuild this and all of his confidence, and then he goes back to maybe looking for somebody else, because there's no upright cups, there's no lovers, there's no twos, there's no bonding cards, there's no relationship cards, there's nothing here about that, my darling. So there's nothing here saying that his intentions towards you are romantic. The closest we get is this Temperance. So I think he needs a friend more than he needs a lover right now. So if you aren't emotionally invested, here we go, if you aren't emotionally invested and you can deal with just being a friend, a good friend, or just being a mate, then I think that's what you need. It's a bit like the 10th Doctor. Why is that so close? What's happened? Was it always that close? This camera can't even zoom. Why is it that close? This camera can't zoom in. What on earth? Okay, but it almost feels like the Doctor and Donna, if that makes sense. If you know any Doctor Who, it feels like there's a line where he says he's looking for a mate, and then she says, "You want to mate?" And he says, "No, I want a mate." But yeah, why is it so close on the screen? I don't understand. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully that makes sense, Stephanie. I really hope it does. It's not changing any of the layout options. My setup, my StreamYard has just gone very weird. Hang on, I'm going through all the doodahs again. Nope. Oh well, there we go, everybody. That's how it is now. We've zoomed in. Anyway, I hope that helps. I really do. Why am I so close to the screen? That is bonkers. Anyway, thank you, Stephanie. I really do hope that somehow helps. Hang on. I look fine on the tablet, but I wasn't this close up, was I? I wasn't this close up. You love the purple clouds. What you mean? Hang on. These. It's my holding screen, because we're into the purple again. We're back on streaming. In fact, computer, she's not listening. Computer, YouTube lights to purple. YouTube lights to purple. He's a fucking bitch. Computer, YouTube lights to purple. Thank you. She does it eventually. I am this. I don't understand why my camera has zoomed in so much. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully that makes sense, Stephanie. Shall we get another reading on? Crystal Rose is here. Good evening, Crystal Rose. Tanisha. Oh, what's that, Tanisha? No offense. Why? What have you said? Good evening, Tanisha, by the way. I didn't know you were here. Oh, hang on. Oh, you've got two messages. Here we go. What's this? When people walk out of a relationship, they find someone else, be it friend or new colleague, attractive, not in the physical aspects, right? Yeah. And sometimes end up being in a new relationship or more, but that pleasant feels are temporary in most of the cases. Yeah, right. I get what you're saying. So it could be a rebound. It could be a rebound. Exactly, Stephanie. Could be a rebound. It could be something that's happened where it's like, ooh, boom chikawawa. Who knows? Anyway, you love the purple. Thank you, Crystal Rose. It is my favorite color of all time, hence all the channel idents and everything. Shall we get another question on? Let's get another question on the books. So if you would like a question, how do you go about getting it? Well, it's very, very simple on this channel. There are two ways to guarantee your reading. Go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. The reason we have to do it there is because this channel is not monetized on YouTube. However, I was watching on Rufus's phone the other day. Was it yesterday? Whenever the last video went live, the Witch Casket one. I watched it on Rufus's phone because an advert came up at the beginning. Now, I don't get any of that ad revenue. This channel gets no money from YouTube. We're not you have to have 4,000 hours watch time. We're at about 2,500 for the rolling year. So we're way under the watch time because we do live streams, people pop in and pop out. So this channel is not monetized. So we have to do the queue jumps and all of that over on a third party. So we use buymeacoffee.com. It's a very useful tool for people on the YouTubes. Eventually, when the channel is monetized, we might be able to do memberships and that here on the YouTubes. But for now, that is the way to get a membership and also a queue jump over here. If you don't want to do that, you can do it for free. Absolutely no problem. For a free reading, all you have to do is put the word question followed, what should be there? Put the word question followed by your question into the live chat. Okay. If you want confirmation of how to do it, it's on here. You've got about 30 seconds and then we'll get to the next reading. Right then, let's have a little look-see. So we are going with this one here. Oh, this one here. Oh, that's not a question. Sorry. That was a Tanisha. No, it was Tanisha. I said hello to Tanisha, didn't I? Right then, scrolly, 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 up and down, all the way up and down. This one, also not a question, but thank you, Crystal Rose. Up and down, scrolly, scrolly. We're hitting this one. Question. I can read the word question. Question from, hang on, let me star it so it goes blue. There you go. M. Masterson, Ravens at Dawn. I love ravens. I also thought, pressing the video, I might not have been zoomed in as much because that's a little bit scary. But anyway, question, are my plans to move abroad, move aboard a boat, move abroad correct? Thank you. Let's have a look, my darling. This could well be the last reading for tonight. I don't know. We're going to go and no. There we go. Hit it in the blue, put it in the starred, put it back on there. Then it's in the blue so I can read it, but I'm not on the live chat. Right then, Wispy. If you don't know why I ring the bell, by the way, oh gosh, you're not even on that camera. If you don't know why I ring the bell every time as a cleansing. It cleanses the space. There is a thought that the vibrational energy of bells particularly, but vibrational sound energy cleanses. Now, before we go live, before I do anything in this room, when I sit down, why have I just done that? Apologies, everyone. It's because I was trying to move a screen off that you can't see. There we go. When I do sit down, I use a smudge spray to cleanse the area. So even before I go live with a members chat or on a Zoom call or anything like that, if I'm sat in this chair, I smudge automatically now. So that's good. So then Wispy. M. Masterson, Ravens at Dawn, would like to know, are there plans to move abroad correct? So then, are the plans to move abroad correct? That's what we want to know. We'll do where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity. That seems like a good three-carder. So where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity. Right then, so we haven't had a card flip. So then, Wispy, we are looking for M. Masterson, Ravens at Dawn. We want to know, are there plans to move abroad correct? Oh, I thought it was going to go there. Look, did it? I know, I'm always surprised by the drops. So then let's have a little look. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Just smooth this cloth out. And we've got the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. Right. Okay. So a couple of things to note. No majors, 2 reversals, and an upright 10 of Swords. So the where you are now, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I'll reverse it. So this is what it would look like as an upright card. It's about fertility. It's about planning for the future. We've got this this person who's looked after these plants. We've got a little baby seedling coming to fruition, and we've got the bunny. And what do bunnies represent? Shaggedy, shaggedy, shag, shag, shag. That's what they represent. Fertility, babies, doing the do, all of that. Now, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is talking, the Queen of Pentacles is also very similar to the abundance that you see with the Empress. Okay, for me, they're very similar sort of vibing cards. But the Queen of Pentacles is more about work effort. Now, it is very much linked into that earth elemental energy. But when we're talking about moving, there's something here about roots, right? So I don't know, because this is reversed, it's almost like it doesn't feel like it's time to be uprooting at the moment. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like this is the moment to be uprooting yourself. Yeah, it feels very much like there's a lot of nurturing and a lot of really nice vibing energy around where you are right now, but it really does feel, it's really screaming at me. Take it off now, Wispy. Thank you. I'll put the music back on. Thank you, Wispy. It feels like this is not the time. This is not the moment to uproot yourself. This is not that time. There are still things growing. Now, I'm not talking about a garden. I'm literally talking about there are things in your life that are building right now, and it doesn't feel like this is the time to uproot them. In the what you need to know, we've got the 10 of Swords, my darling. So swords for me is trouble and strife. It's that obstacle challenge energy, right? I always say that for me, the 9 is the pinnacle, the 10 is overflowing. So I don't know whether you can see here, we've got all of these pins have been put into this bird. So this is a definitive ending, but there is this egg where you've got new life coming. So it's not all a disaster, but it feels like there is a lot happening right now. A lot is ending and changing. So if your plans are dependent on, situations that you've been promised, get everything in writing, get everything, because things are changing around you. This huge challenge is going to come your way. This is in the what you need to know, okay? And so this is going to come your way, and it's going to potentially end that opportunity that you think it is right now. Does that make sense? So it's almost like, say if you're planning to move to Spain, it almost feels like very, very, very soon, because this is kind of what you need to know that's happening around this moment. It feels almost like the Spanish government will cut ties, or, you know, the Spanish government will close their borders because of an outbreak of COVID-49 or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like there is going to be something happening on a very, very significantly large scale to you that is going to cause this to not happen the way you think it's going to. So don't give up these ties just yet. Don't uproot yourself just yet. Reason I'm also saying that is the opportunity. We've got the 7 of Swords. So the opportunity is not good. This is talking about loss. So we've got the magpie, and we know what magpies are famous for because they like the shiny things in life. But we've got this nest, but you can see these swords are coming through, and they're actually going into the nest, right? So you can take this literally like it's a nest egg that is being pierced. So you could be looking at like from a financial perspective, but swords as being the obstacles. I think there is some challenges that you are not aware of right now. Okay, there is stuff happening that at this exact moment you do not know, not only because it's reversed, but because 7s for me are a time of loss and challenge. And even on this card, look, I don't know if you can look, we've got the eggs, but we've got one that's broken, right? So you can see 6 eggs, 1 has been smashed, 1 is not hatched, this is broken, right? So there is loss happening. There's lots of other bits and pieces that the magpie has collected, but we've got this sense of loss, and this in itself is reversed. So this is either going to mean that there is something yet to be revealed that is going to come in that's relating to this loss, or that it's there now. Now, this is in the opportunity position. So I think this is talking about the knowledge. And I think you're going to find something out. You're going to discover something very, very, very soon about this move. And it's going to either delay it, or it's going to make you literally pause and take a breath and take a you know, put a pin in it for a little while. Not a pin like this, but the reason being is that it feels like something is yet to be unveiled, and once this information comes through to you, my darling, it's not going to be positive. So it's going to be like something along the line, some bit of the paperwork, some bit of the contract, some bit of something has not been crossed and dotted. Like the T's are not crossed, the I is not dotted, something hasn't been signed, there was a mistake somewhere, and you need to find out what that is before making any big time decisions, because this is all about loss. This is all about things not being completed. And so, yeah, when you say, I don't think the plans to move abroad, I don't think they're incorrect, but I think there's more here than you're aware of at this moment in time, my darling. So my advice would be, again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, but my advice would be hold off until you've got all the information. And I hope that that helps, my darling. Right, let me come back across to the other camera. Look at this, mods. We're going to be ending bang on time. So it is 1 minute to 9. Oh, there we go. I am back. Oh, hang on a second. Settings. That's in a different aspect ratio. I'm in a 6:3, not a. Why has it done that? That's fascinating to me. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. I was in a 6:3, not by a not in a 16:9. You need money first. Oh, well, there you go then. There you go then. I think there's a lot to do there. There is a lot to do there. But I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. It does feel there's a few things there to come across. Oh, what's this? Hang on. I went back to normal then. I know, right? Thank you. My diet's not been working at all. Not at all, Red Cap. Reese, not at all in any way, shape or form. It's been really, 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 really bad, in fact. General the remake. Oh, Neil, I've only just seen that. Oh, YouTube announced the ad thing a while back. Yeah, it had done, Holland, but I hadn't seen any of that on my channel. So there wasn't any of that on my channel until recently, and now there's loads of adverts. So this is not monetized. This channel is not monetized. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so from £3 a month, which is I think about $5 a month over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. If you want the perks, the first level of the perks are like videos at least a day early, the members only hangouts, other bits and pieces that I post up there, random nonsense pictures and things. Then that is £5 a month, or you can do what one person's done or one person's done for the year, and you can actually take out a much larger thing. It works out, I think it's £20 a month, and that is for, you also get yourself a 10-card reading every month for that. But that's going to be it today, everybody. So sorry for everybody that's just come in. It looks like we've had loads of people just pop in. Unfortunately, everybody, we're just on ending. So Courtney Cooper, good evening to you. Hashita, good evening to you. Dharma Rainbow, good evening to you. There's lots and lots and lots of people here. So thank you for saying all of that. I'm not sure what the spell is that Patricia is talking about in the chat, but I will find out when I do a rewatch. But thank you very much, everybody. We do finish at 9 p.m. So thank you very much. And once again, it's been amazing to do the readings tonight. I think it's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much, everyone. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you next time round. On your way out, if you could do the YouTubey things, the thumbs up, all of that, and hit your bell notification. This is important. You hit your bell, change your settings to all. That way YouTube should tell you when I go live or when I post a video. There's a new video coming up this week with a £3 tarot deck, less than a $5 tarot deck, which is absolutely brand new. It's not a secondhand one or a fake one from China. It's a brand new one available in the shops. So I do a full deep dive on that and research and even use it as a reading tour. I do myself a reading, which was interesting. So that is coming up this week as well. And the giveaway is still happening once I get round to filming it. I've got one of the channel members tarot readings to do this week. That should be going out tomorrow. But that's it from me, everyone. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.